everyone. So we're going to do a little math lesson today. We are going to be looking at our chapter 10, and I'm going to do the first couple lessons for you to go along with your homework. Okay, so your first one should be about points, lines, and line segments. So it even gives you a rundown on your homework page. That's why I was okay with giving it to you without your book pages. A point is just going to be a dot, and it's going to be labeled with a letter, any letter. Sometimes they start at the beginning of the alphabet, sometimes they just want to say this is C. A point is anything, just a dot labeled. Now a line has arrows at the end because it goes on forever. Wow, that line is not straight. So a line goes on forever in both directions, and it labels that by putting the arrows, meaning it continues on. They're just drawing this part of it, and they label that as well. So this would be line AB. And I would write that, if I wanted to say what I was talking about, I would write it like that. Oops. Line AB. You put the line with the two arrows, and then you put AB. You could put BA. It doesn't matter what order you put them in, but that is how you do it. The difference between a line and a line segment, this one is a line segment, is, you guessed it, there's no arrows. This line doesn't go on forever. It ends right here. The only thing that's wrong with my line segment is that I do not have labels for my points. So I'm going to label them real quick. I'm going to use an M for my name, and then I'm going to use a D for Dora. So this is line segment MD. And to label that, I'm going to write it bigger. Hold on. I'm going to say hi to Gia. She's my assistant teacher today. And then there's Dora's little tail. They are helping their mom. So to label that, I would do this. Line MD. And you could put DM if you would like. Okay, moving on. Parallel lines. Parallel lines are two lines that never, no matter how long they go on, will never ever meet. They will never cross. Now, mine aren't perfectly straight, so mine probably have a chance of meeting at some point, but parallel lines do not. It's like if you draw a very sad square. It's like if you would draw a we're gonna do rectangle now because I obviously did not do equal lines. These two would be parallel, and so would these two. So these are parallel lines. And let's say this is line JK and this is line LM. To label them correctly, saying that they are parallel, here is what you're gonna do. You're gonna write line JK is parallel to line LM. Put that up on my face. There we go. That is how you would write that it's parallel. Now, this is all explained at the top of your page. I just wanted to go over it myself with you because this is what I'm used to doing in the classroom, and I'm missing it right now. and having this little whiteboard instead of the one behind me. Okay, intersecting lines. So, if you have two lines that just meet in the middle, they're called intersecting. O, P, Q, R. So if I have line OP and QR intersecting, they usually put a point. We're going to label that S. So line OP intersects QR at point S. They usually show the point that it intersects. Those are intersecting. They're just lines. They don't intersect being perpendicular. Now, perpendicular is different. These lines intersect, but when it shows this, that means it is a 90-degree angle. And we know that's like our perfect L, like in squares and rectangles. We've gone over that a little bit here and there last year and this year. So I'm going to say T, U, B, W. So I'm going to say line TU is perpendicular to VW. And the way you say they're perpendicular is like this. You draw a straight line as best you can. TU. And then the perpendicular symbol looks like an upside down T. Ooh, there we go. Better lighting. It looks like an upside down T. It is not on a line. I am not drawing on paper. I'm trying to draw in the air. TU is perpendicular to VW. That's how you would write that on your page. So you're going to get a couple problems like that. It's going to ask you to label if it is a point, a line segment. Shh, Dora. Sorry for the squeaking. Dora found a squeaky toy. So it is going to ask you if it's a line segment, if it's perpendicular. So it labels it at the top, and I hope that this video helps you. It also shows on the other page that vertical is a line that goes up and down. It's just the term for a straight up and down line. Horizontal is a line that goes across. That is very slanted, but it is a line that goes across. So this is my horizontal line, and this is my vertical line. All right. I think that's pretty simple. We've gone over lines and line segments last year. I just want to touch on it because it did introduce perpendicular and parallel more than we did last year. So moving on to lesson 2. I'm going to grab a new marker because new lesson, new marker, and I'm tired of using the boring black one. What? So I've broken my marker. That's cool. Okay, so that marker is gonna sit there, and I'm not gonna put the cap on the back of my marker. This is why you're not supposed to do that, because it pulled this part off. Okay, so the next lesson is rays and angles. Lesson 2 of chapter 10 is rays and angles, and this would be reteach 10-2 for your homework pages that I sent home. The back of 10-1. So, a ray is just a point with a line that goes forever on the end. So it is not a line, it is not a line segment, it's like half of a line. It's like a little bit of both. There's one point that is stationary, it doesn't go on forever, that is the point, that is where it is, and then this line would continue on forever. It's called a ray. Think of a ray of sunshine. There's really like no end to it. They just float out. So this is a ray. Now, when you have two rays, new pack of markers. Please hold. Okay. I've had my coffee today, guys. There we go. And now I mark my two different rays. So here's another ray. If I have two rays that are similar to this, that are connected at the point and go out, it makes an angle. And we've talked about angle, we've talked about vertices. When I ask you how many angles are in a triangle, you always tell me 3. It's like how many points, because here is my point. There's that vocab word. Here is my point. And then this right here would be how we measure our angle, to see how much space is in between. And we measure our angles in degrees. We're not going to go over that yet. Okay. So here's my angle, and they usually have a label for the point. So we're going to label it, let's label it B, and this can be point A, and this can be C. So when they name angles, they either name it by the point, they say angle B, that's it, and they do that, this is the symbol for angle. If I said, what angle are you talking about? Angle B. There's also 2 more ways to do it. Angle ABC and angle CBA. Your angle point is always going to be in the middle if you're using all 3 letters, because you want to go ch-ch or ch-ch. Sorry, sound effects is how I teach. So you want to do that. So if I said, hey, what angle is acute, because this is an acute angle. We'll go over that in just a second. You would say angle ABC or angle CBA. Or you could just say angle B, because the point of this angle is B. Okay? Leave that up there for a second so you can look at it. This is not part of your work. This is examples. So you don't need to write any of this down. You can follow along with me. I'm not making you. I don't even know if you are anyways. So we are now erasing. We're gonna go on to going over how we know it is an acute, a right, and obtuse. So I'm gonna put this way, which I should have done a while ago. An acute angle is one that is small. There's not much space in between my 2 lines. This is acute. So I always thought when I was younger and learning this, I was like, oh, it's so cute. It's little, like a puppy. So I always know that acute is a small angle, like cute. An obtuse angle is big. There is a lot of space in between. And I've always said obtuse, like I say huge, that is huge. I say obtuse. So you guys can remember me saying that like a crazy person, and then you'll remember that it's big. This is also should be at the top of your reteach page. I'm gonna check to make sure. If not, I'll take a picture and send it through Remind tonight for you guys to look at. This is a right. It's not really a right angle. I'm gonna try to draw it again. It looks different upside down. Oh, that's a lot better. Okay. I think to myself that I'm gonna edit this out, but I think that it's more entertaining that I keep it this way because this is how I am in the classroom. So, when there is this right here, when there's this right here, just like in our perpendicular line, this means it is a right angle. So, here we go again. This ties into your perpendicular. That means it is 90 degrees. 90 degrees is a right angle. This is the only way to get a right angle is to have 90 degrees. Other than that, it could be 91 degrees and it's obtuse. It's bigger than 90 degrees. Smaller than 90 degrees, 89 degrees, acute angle. So it can only be a right angle if it is a perfect 90 degrees. Now, and your book and your pages will usually show you this. If not, you'll be able to tell if it's like a square. It looks like the corner of a square. Okay. I erased some of that, so I'm just going to erase the whole thing. That is rays and angles. All right. This is I'm at 16 minutes right now, and I think that's a lot. Or it's like a short snippet of what to watch. So I'm going to pause here. I'm going to do lessons 3 and 4 together because I think that you guys should be able to do more than one lesson. They go pretty quickly. And I mean, you guys can always watch these again because, you know, this is entertaining. This is math, right? Okay. All right. I'm going to stop this video here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me doing math. Gia says goodbye for right now. She will see you on the next video. Okay? Bye, guys.